What's going on, guys? Coach New back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels. And your time is always appreciated because you can be doing anything but you hear me checking out these reviews. It's another crazy one about a man who allegedly kills his wife and her boyfriend. So let's check it out.
And so to the APD, fantastic work. Newly sworn in Police Chief Lisa Davis praises the work of Austin police officers for their swift arrest of 31-year-old Shirley Machado Hernandez in connection to a double homicide in southeast Austin earlier this week and an Amber Alert that later followed. Here we have, a coward who killed the mother of his children and left 3 children motherless, and how devastating that is.
Dude, they're going to make you look bad and all that, bro. If you even being accused of something like this, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, decision making. And it's really not, saying the best decision to kill your wife, even if she does go and get a boyfriend, then it's time to leave because she showed you who she was, and you gotta believe it, man. It doesn't matter like how much money you have or anything like that. We all know like it's millionaires out here and people with money who get cheated on and left all the time, and you just have to be able to move on, and you have to really think about what's best for yourself because it's going to trickle down to your kids, and you don't want to traumatize them like that and put them through stuff. Now they lost both parents because the wife is gone, and now the husband's in jail, and even a more irrational decision taking both lives, taking any life anyway, but both lives with the boyfriend and her. Like, and who cares what she does when she's not around, or even if it came out, like, you have to be able to keep your composure, and you have to think logically and rationally in all situations, even if they do get heated and it's something that you don't want to hear. You should be able to handle that, man, and be able to set a better example for your children, because when they get older and they realize what's really going on, that's gonna have an effect on the relationship that they would have had with you, and now they're always gonna look at you in a different light off of the decisions that you made, and we all know they affect everybody, including yourself, man.
He says officers responded Monday morning to a homicide call at an apartment complex on Burton Drive near Woodland Avenue. There, they found 2 people, Francis Cayena and Sume Corridor and Brian Florentino Flores Alvarez, dead from gunshot wounds. Police say their investigation revealed Corridor and the suspect, Machado Hernandez, were in a common law marriage.
So the common law marriage, for those of you who don't know, is when you basically you're married, but you didn't go and get a marriage license. You've just been together for so long that everybody knows you're together, and they see you out in the community all the time with your family and stuff like that. They know that you guys are a couple, and it really should have made it easier to leave without having to go through, the legalities and legal battles and custody battles, stuff like that, when you do have a marriage license. So it's just an example, man, of making the best out of any situation. Like, it wasn't as bad as he thought. He didn't even have to go through all of that stuff or get in his feelings. He was in his feelings because he unalived both of them, and it cost your life in the end, man. Because now you got to sit in jail and think about that, and it's something that you can't take back, so you got to live with it for the rest of your life. And at the end of the day, it's really not worth it.
The investigation showed that the 2 victims had been involved in a dating relationship. Investigators say they don't know if Machado Hernandez tracked Corridor, and when I asked about the dynamic of their relationship, Police say they believe the two were still living together.
Even if you are still living together, that's even more reason to get up out of there and go do you. You know, so they can do what they do, man. And I mean, it's not like he's gonna take over being a father for your kids or something like that. Once you know, if you're a father that's in your kid's life, then they're gonna know that, and you know, nobody could take your place, especially if you're a good father and you do what you're supposed to do for them. Then it really doesn't matter what, you know, that woman goes and does with whoever she wants to do it with, as long as you can co-parent and have that kind of relationship, then it's cool. Like in this one, it seems like, you know, staying with her would have been more toxic than just leaving, for the simple fact that she had a boyfriend anyway. So should have just left that alone.
No indication that they had been separated. Further investigation revealed Corridor had an ongoing Child Protective Services case involving the suspect, which then led police to look for not only him, but the children. An Amber Alert was then issued around 4:15 Monday afternoon, and an hour later, all three were found abandoned alongside Machado Hernandez's silver Mitsubishi on Decker Lane, nearly 9 miles away from the murder scene.
And then they put out an Amber Alert because you did something and you weren't really thinking it through. And then at the end of the day, when that adrenaline wore off and you realized what you were doing, and you started thinking, and you abandoned the kids, you made a worse decision. You just made the situation worse than it already was. First of all, by the murders, that's bad enough. And then, you know, taking the kids and dropping them off somewhere and then trying to run, you know, it just made it even worse on yourself, man. So at the end of the day, like I've been saying, it's never worth it. Just let it go so you can process what happened and, you know, focus on yourself more and not focus on the woman so much. And it's kind of, it seems like he was in love with her, man. So he wasn't ready to give her up or whatever. But it's cool to love your wife, but when you're in love, man, you end up doing crazy stuff, bro. And you know, by the time you realize what you've done, and it's already, the damage is already done, and it's irreversible.
Officers arrested him in a neighborhood on Fairfield Drive. Family violence is something that touches, you know, every part of this police department, from homicide down to our patrol officers who are taking this call. We learned Machado Hernandez will only face charges for capital murder, but not anything related to the Amber Alert. What does APD kind of have to say, you know, to residents there to kind of ensure them that they're safe and that police is doing everything they can to keep them out of harm's way?
Well, patrol officers are out there actively working calls. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, and it's crazy that they gotta, you know, reach out to the community like that or ensure them that stuff like that it's not gonna happen and they're okay. Because you know, in all these, some of these stories that or reviews that I do, you see that the people they do, they don't stop there at just the wife and the boyfriend. They'll go for the grandparents, sometimes the kids, neighbors, stuff like that, which is, you know, it's crazy, man. And you know, it just making a bad situation worse by not thinking. This is a perfect example of that too, man. So, you know, just focus on yourself and, you know, get your stuff together and always have like some sort of plan. And just in case stuff doesn't work, then you go to that other plan and you do what you got to do so you can still be out here taking care of your kids. 'Cause, you know, you don't want to be in jail trying to do it, man. And then having all that extra baggage and stuff that you got to deal with and ruining relationships forever. Like, it's just not worth it, man. So Anyways, it's Coach Snoop. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're digging this kind of content. And your time is always appreciated. Because you could be doing anything, but you hear me checking out these reviews. Until next time, I'm out.